We're live right now with the Beery Traveler. With me, as always, is Sean, the bartender. Yeah, eat the worm. We'll talk about that one a little bit too. And then Gio Yaquinto.
Hi.
But if you want to find him and you want to spell it out, it's Yaquinto.
Yeah. So if you want to find me on all platforms, it's Gio Yaquinto. YAQUINTO. Streaming platforms, Cash App, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on all the places. If you can spell my name, you can find me.
Yes. And he's gonna play some songs, some awesome ones. And you're from Savannah, is what I read.
Right? I am from Savannah, Georgia. I actually see shameless plug. I actually have a song about that. It's called Savannah Grammar. You can find that on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, literally wherever you get your music. I'm there. So
excellent.
So worldly, and yet from right next door. It's beautiful.
Well, Savannah's kind of a different world,
for sure.
If you go there, it's like New Orleans. It's got its own specialness.
I was going to make a terrible joke there.
People,
yeah.
Because everyone that goes there wants to move there immediately.
I don't know about that, but I like visiting to Savannah. New Orleans is like that too. It's like, you can think about. I mean, I can see the benefits of living in a place like Savannah. But I mean, I like living in Atlanta. I've lived here for 25 years. It's a good little shoot to go anywhere else. The airport is right here, which will take you to anywhere else pretty much in the world.
That's got that great airport. Yeah, man. That's
that, and you can drive just about anywhere. I mean, freeway goes just about anywhere.
A lot of cities don't have roads, man. That's
well, you know what?
I'm dipping on Atlanta right now. I'm sorry,
Atlanta. Fuck yourself, Sean.
Yeah, city in the trees, though. It's a beautiful city. It's the weather's great. The people are great.
I work at a nice place, so I've got a nice view where I work. It doesn't have winters where it could possibly dip to 60 below, like where I'm from.
Right.
So that's I'm from Minnesota originally. So.
Oh no! Why would you do that?
Yeah, my wife, I'll joke with her. I was like, you ready to move back to Minnesota? It's 40 below there.
No.
Yeah. So the first beer we're going to talk about tonight is the Firemaker Perfect Match IPA. So Firemaker's right here in Atlanta. This one is going to be a 6.5. It's made with caramel malts, Citra, Simcoe, Centennial hops, as well as Lotus hops, which is a new one to me.
Interesting.
So, with this one, it's going to give it a little bit of a pininess.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. The Centennial hops and the Citra hops are known for having that almost tropical pininess. If that's
really orangey in color.
We've talked about that. Yeah, hazy, definitely.
And hazy for sure.
Gentlemen, do you have a typical toast that you say before your first drink?
You're the second person to ask that back-to-back weeks.
May I offer one?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this goes out to my wonderful hosts and to all of our live streamers. To those who speak of my drinking, but never think of my thirst.
Absolutely. Love it.
Cheers. That's pretty well balanced.
As fruity as it is on the nose, it's not super fruit forward to the palate.
Yeah. I get like orange on it.
So I mean, it's you can definitely get your hops, that spicy, that piney, that bitter.
Yeah.
The fruitiness to me, and maybe it's the color, but it very much reminds me of like a Tampico orange.
Yeah.
Like it's that kind of and again, it's not it's super sweet, but the sweetness that's there tastes like that orange drink orange.
It tastes to me like an orange that you buy at a regular old grocery store. It's just a regular old orange. There's nothing special about it, but it is good beer. I mean, I'm just describing the orange that I get on it.
Yeah, the beer. Like I said, the beer is actually pretty balanced.
Yeah, the beer works for me.
These normal old oranges, not to be mistaken with the new Hollywood oranges.
Yes.
No.
Fancy. There you go.
Your highfalutin Ivy League oranges.
This is a specially grown navel orange.
Well, I don't need to know about its status in the Army.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
it always made me think of belly buttons when I was a kid. And like someone said navel orange, I'm like,
because it kind of has one. The navel orange
is that
does.
why it's called
I don't
that?
know.
is that actually why it's called
I
that?
would assume that because if you look at it, it kind of looks like
It
it's
does
got a belly
have-
button
yeah.
on the top of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
smarter than I look. Nice. I had no idea if that was actually where it came from. I just always just thought it had to be
I don't
something like
know
someone's
either.
name.
That would be my
or
guess. That would be
It's
my
grown
guess.
next to the ocean, so it's a navel orange.
Yeah.
I don't know much about oranges.
Maybe I have a thing for belly buttons. Who knows? Yours is covered
Stanley
up.
Sunkist had a thing for belly buttons.
So Gio, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, that's a great segue from I have a fetish for belly buttons.
Tell us a little bit about your belly button.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. So I have a master's in voice. I was an opera singer for about the last 8 years. And I've recently kind of changed paths to pursue songwriting, being singer-songwriter full-time. And I also am a partner in a multimedia startup here in Atlanta called the Mosaic Group. We do photography, videography, audio mixing and mastering, brand management. We kind of try to take all the things that a creative would need, or a business would need, or someone that needs to promote their brand would need, and put it all in one place. And then we have a subscription service so that people can get all of those things month by month, depending on what they need, and it not break their bank. But, you know, I'm a lifetime musician. That's really my main dig. I also am a live streamer. Back in January, we started a show called Gio's Stream Shows. You can find those every other week on YouTube, on Twitch, on Periscope, youtube.com/c/Gio Yaquinto. If you can spell my name, you can find me. And our next show is going to be on the 20th. We've got an awesome blues guitar player that's local here to Atlanta named Cody Matlock joining us, as well as a very well-known bass player from here in town, and my business partner is a violin player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
excellent.
He's really good too. I watched some of the streams. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's a monster. He's a monster.
So at our guest request, we're going to switch up things a little bit tonight. He wants to start singing early so he can belt them out and give it to you the right way.
That's right.
And then get to drinking with us.
You know, I'm the consummate professional, you know?
So he's going to come on and sing a song for us right now. What's the name of the song you're going to sing for us?
This one is an original song of mine. This one's called Trinity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Solid.
Good to go? Mm-hmm. All right. So, yeah, this is an original song of mine called Trinity. Hope you'll enjoy it. This Trinity, love and pain, will feed our soul and our heart will break. This Trinity, love and pain, will feed our soul and our heart will break. Death drags dead drugs and beauty. This Trinity, love and pain, will feed our soul and our heart will break. This Trinity, love and pain, will feed our soul and our heart will break. we pursue, one follows you, and the third is the space between the two. One we pursue, one follows you, yeah, 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 yeah. And the third is the space between the two. This trinity of love and pain will feed us all and hard to break. This trinity of love and pain will feed us all and hard to break.
Excellent, excellent, man.
Woo! Well done.
Thank you. And that's actually, I feel, a very appropriate song for our occasion, for our celebration of different alcohols here, because, you know, when I say the word drugs in there, it's very much about just the things in life that we pursue that entice us. You know, love can be a kind of drug. Alcohol is obviously a type of drug. Caffeine's a type of drug. You know, getting addicted to working out all the time can be a type of drug. So
yeah, running for
Healthier
me
drug,
is like,
I mean.
yeah, I'll take 30 minutes to go running the battlefield.
absolutely.
Yeah. Let's jump on the next beer.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking, like, I mean, running, yeah, it's probably a better thing, a better dragon to be chasing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the newer dragon to be chasing for me, so I'll stick with that one. It's a
Congratulations.
better lifestyle choice.
Well, that's a good segue to our next beer.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a wild leap. Yeah.
Oh,
The Wild Leap Brewing.
see what you did there?
Yeah. This is their ETA,
right.
their Transcontinental IPA. So this one's a little bit bigger. This is a 7.5. So up a little bit. This one's getting higher for a normal IPA.
Less of a session, more of an endeavor.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm.
Supposed to be on the juicy style. Very
That's
clean looking now.
Yeah,
It's
it
got
looks
kind
like
of a grapefruity,
looks like a Hogarth.
grapefruity nose on it.
Okay, about what I expect. That grapefruity. So this one, I think, compares to one of the first beers that we tried on the show. One of our favorites was the High and Hazy IPA from
is that what I was thinking?
Seraphim.
This is a little, it's got a little funk on the nose too. Unless it's my glass, but.
To me, it's like grapefruit and grapefruit zest on the nose.
Oh. Wow. That's much juicier than the nose lent itself to.
Oh, yeah.
Of the two, I prefer this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This definitely got like a pineapple guava.
I would say like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say like a sweeter grapefruit, like a ruby red or something. Like
Not really bitter at all for an IPA.
I get your guava. Well,
Like my
I'm
guava.
a little more sensitive to the bitterness, but yeah, no, it's true. It's not that.
Yeah, I don't feel this one's very bitter at all for an IPA, especially.
So
Man,
maybe
it's hazy, but it's super pale.
Maybe you guys can educate me on this. Now, being a transcontinental IPA, is that using different types of hops that come from different regions?
I am wondering about that because I don't see. I couldn't find what hops was listed on that, and I've never heard of a transcontinental IPA. So I might
I feel like what they were probably doing, just given the tagline, transcontinental, it's being called an ETA, which be like a flight reference or a traveling reference. That they're just I think it's branding. I think they're going to say, hey, this is an approachable IPA for any, because West Coast IPAs are really hot
and
if
hoppy. You see the kind of the globe on the background.
Right, the thing that we all giggled at.
The bison.
Yeah, they have that on all their cans.
I like that.
Yeah, like that's their thing. But
kind of like
I feel like they're going for something that
Terrapin and the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're trying to land in every market with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, it can work.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, trying to get this is their
Okay, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, out of LaGrange, Georgia.
Do you guys exclusively review Georgia beers?
No, in fact, the next beer is not from Georgia.
Ah, there you go.
We try to travel. We've been stuck, so we try to go to places we've been. Not all of them we've been to. But I'll, sometimes I'll take a day and I'll go drive around and hit a bunch of breweries up and talk to them a little bit. Sometimes they do talk to us. Sometimes they don't. Our trip to Cincinnati, we went to Knoxville, Lexington, and Cincinnati were the stops we made along the way. And then when we came back, we stopped at some different places along the way. Got some great beer, met some great people. Some of the places, that Northern Road tour, I still think was the highlight of the trip, where the brewmaster basically took us on his showed us his whole routine and the things he does, and took us into that basement, which was one of the coolest things.
Right. Yeah.
Is this the origin story for Basement IPA? No.
And no, it actually isn't.
Honestly,
this is actually.
I've been surprised with how much, like, especially brewmasters, like, just want to share, be like, hey, this is what I do, like, and like, oh, we got this awesome space, and we're doing this, we're putting these things together, like, we just got a barrel of peaches from Georgia, and we're like, sweet.
We walk in, he's like,
and literally he did. It was like,
they're like
they were pouring out of the
barrel.
I don't know. I kind of feel like brewmasters are like the equivalent of your like grandpa that really wants to share his experience in the war with you, but no one will listen to him.
Yeah.
Like, brewmasters have their people around them that'll listen, but when someone from the outside wants to come and listen to their stories, like, yes, I'll tell you.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we spent a good almost an hour hanging out with them.
This.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were about to lead into a story.
Crisp and clean, dry finish.
So, man, we got easily sidetracked this time. But so Nick, what? I'm sorry, Gio. I'm
still here. Don't worry.
Host. Sorry, Gio.
What got you started playing music?
So I was singing in the choir from about 3rd grade, and you know how when you're a kid and someone tells you you're good at something, you just keep doing it. Well, that's been about 21 years for me now. I've been doing that. But also my father was actually a producer that produced an album that got nominated for a Grammy.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, I know my last name is difficult, but part of the reason I've decided to keep it in my artist name is because it's one of my biggest musical endeavors to bring home a Grammy to my family name, because my father was nominated for one but didn't win. So I'm trying to continue the pedigree, as it were.
Absolutely.
I feel you. My last name is Wyland, and I just don't want to die of a heroin overdose. That's my big thing.
That's also a very important thing for your pedigree.
Keep exercising.
It's dark, right? I know. So, oh man, that's pretty cool. So you said your father got nominated for a Grammy. Was he nominated as a producer? Did he like also write, or was he kind of doing other stuff too?
So he was the producer for the album. He brought the two musicians who were the headliners for the album together. It was a bluegrass album called Together at Last. And he brought together this very, very famous French violin player named Stéphane Grappelli, who was a part of basically the origins of jazz in France. When in World War II, when Americans brought jazz over, he was like one of the prominent violin players that kind of became a part of that style, and gypsy jazz, as it's called over in France. And then he was paired with Vassar Clements, who is an equally famous American violin player. So my father brought them together to make the album, and they did a lot of like well-known songs, because it wasn't as much about new music as how well these two, you know, masters of their craft could make these songs when you brought them together.
Cool.
That's cool. That French
That's
style
awesome.
jazz. You don't like the jazz music?
Tu n'aimes pas les musiques françaises de le jazz?
Awesome.
Well, you know, let's move on to something very anti-French.
Uh-oh.
Right. Well,
We're gonna go with the
not anymore.
Oktoberfest beer.
Ah, there you go.
So it's right now is the season for Oktoberfest.
It is.
Right.
Yeah. So we're trying to highlight and feature a new style of Oktoberfest. So we're trying to do one each week, Oktoberfest. So this one is from Highwire, which is in Asheville, North Carolina.
Oh, I love Asheville.
So this is their Sakura's Fest Oktoberfest style Marzen Lager beer. I saw that this was a 6.0, so getting a little higher level for this style
For
of
an
beer.
Oktoberfest, yeah, man.
Yeah. And I saw that this is supposed to be biscuit honey to a dry finish.
Oh, cool. That's nice. It's super
And
clear.
I also saw that it shouldn't be very bitter.
Thank you.
Nice amber color.
Yeah, it's got the very traditional amber color. And we talked about why you can't, or why they don't call it Oktoberfest, or some of the breweries don't last week, is because the real Oktoberfest style of beer, there's only 6 breweries that are allowed to.
Ah, similar to how Prosecco must come from Prosecco region.
Kind of, yeah.
Champagne must come from the Champagne
Champagne.
Mountains, and
Yeah.
bourbon must come from Bourbon County.
Not as much anymore. They're messing
Yeah.
with that for like it has to come from America now.
Is that what it is? Because I've seen
Yeah.
I saw recently a bourbon that wasn't from Bourbon County, and I got pretty mad,
Right.
but who was I going to complain to, you know?
Yeah.
Right. The bourbon police.
The bourbon. They're like, we've approved it.
Oh, okay.
They paid us a bunch of money.
That's
No,
that's actually really culturally accurate. I spent a month living in Berlin, and I was drinking like exclusively Pilsners and Hefeweizens, and this makes me feel like I'm back there.
No, this is
This
good.
is cool.
This has definitely got that toasty Polliner, St. Pauli girl kind of style to it.
It's got that kind of opening to it. It does have a like right mid end on the palate. It does have kind of a honey hit to it. Like that's really unique to this one, this just to the Highwire guys. That's cool.
Yeah, this is pretty good. And as I've stated, it's not my favorite style of beer, but this is good. I like this. Like I said, it's more
happy.
old world style. So
I feel like I'm ready to do a commercial for him. Like
makes me want to go get some Wiener Schnitzel.
that. Oh, so I know this is off topic, and it's supposed to be Gio time. So I apologize. Yeah. Tiny story on this trip. The only trip that we got to take as the Bearded Traveler, we stopped by a brew house, like a German style brew house. And I think it was in Chattanooga, if I remember correctly.
Nope, that was Knoxville.
Knoxville. That was in Knoxville. Mm-hmm. Okay, but so we stop. We order our beers. Ian's like, "Hey, it's about lunchtime. I get something to eat." And they actually had a vegan currywurst.
Oh wow!
I was like, no fucking way. Because I was ready to just be like, all right, you know what? I'll throw my diet and morals to the wind. I'm excited that they had a castle. Like they styled a building like a castle to be their brew house.
And it's run by like 7-foot Germans.
Yeah, two German brothers.
Yeah.
And
like 6'10" or something like that.
Yeah, Schulz. The Schulzbrau was the name of the place. And like, nope, they're already catering to my kind. And I was like, sweet, all right. But so yes, vegan schnitzel all the way. Or vegan
they had the whole beer garden set up there.
It was really cool.
That's a great part of the German culture is the beer garden tradition. And it's like it's so ingrained that there it's actually very normal for people to go to beer gardens and drink non-alcoholic beer. I think Americans kind of sneer at it, and like, especially Beck's is like the famous one that everyone goes to. But drinking is such a part of camaraderie when you're in a group that it's very normalized. Like I would say it's as normalized as having vegetarian options on the menu here in America, is to have not just one, but a couple non-alcoholic beers ready on draft in cans.
So you don't get too shitty.
Well, just so people can still, if they decide to stop drinking, they can still be part of the culture.
Yeah.
Right. No, and it's. I actually
no
I
longer
don't
the
know,
buzz, but still the heartburn.
I was trying to think, like, we don't necessarily have an analog, I don't think, in America of like of a general cultural, but like a general cultural gathering place where we all go do the same thing. Like, I feel like maybe 40 years ago was bowling alleys or something like along those lines, where we all gathered in the same place and did something. But like, and only because we discussed that you're Italian in heritage, like they have the piazza, like they have a place where everyone kind of goes and hangs out. Beer garden in Germany kind of sounds like the same thing. Like, I'm Irish, so pubs, but
we have the square here in Marietta.
Yeah, the Marietta Square.
Right, that's where I had my nose broken. That's cool. Yeah.
Get your ass.
To stop
sounds like a whole other story.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I tried to stop a fight, and I shouldn't have. I should have just let them get hurt.
Yeah.
But
John never stop a fight
again. No, my altruistic days are over.
Yeah.
But all that aside, so we kind of talked a little bit to Gio about like your origin story. What? So you mentioned you kind of shifted from being an opera singer to being a singer-songwriter. Was there, or what was there? What made you kind of decide to go? So hey, I'm going to go my own path and write my own music.
Well, I had started writing back in like high school, so I really never stopped writing. It just kind of came out of me, but I put it on the back burner. And part of it was me being very business minded, is that I felt like I needed to quote unquote like legitimize being a musician. So I felt like if I went and got a degree, it would make me more of a real musician, as it were. Because I played in bands in high school, but then when I went on to college, I was like, oh, I want to be a singer. I don't know what that means. And then they kind of threw me at opera. So opera was very much not me. It was something that I was thrust into and that I decided to enjoy and, give my time while it was possible. But it kind of always felt like I was a right hand wearing a left hand glove. You know what I mean? So I was I was finding success. I was in my master's at FSU. I got paid to get my master's because I taught voice there. So it was, I had found success getting hired by companies. Like, things were going well as an opera singer, but I just kind of realized that for the amount of work I was putting in, it wasn't fulfilling me the way I wanted it to. So I made the decision to give my music a chance, because the thing about opera is that your voice isn't actually at its prime. You're not fully mature vocally until you're 32. So in my late 20s, I'm 27 now, I'd basically be spending the next 5 years still kind of like doing the lower level gigs. So if I just wait till my mid 30s to really go at opera, if I want to go that route, that option is still there for me. But I feel like in your late 20s is a good time to start as a singer-songwriter and really put yourself out there and not be too old, but still be seasoned enough to know what I'm doing.
Right. No, that's man, that's a really clearly objective, reasoned story behind there. I'm like, oh, that makes all the complete sense. I wish I had your clarity at that age.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's awesome. One thing I can say about opera is I've spent a lot of time on stage, like impromptu talking to old people, because your audiences are all old. So I'm just very comfortable just like walking through dialogues and kind of figuring out as I go, which is why I've found a lot of success hosting my podcast and stream show, which, as I mentioned, the next episode is September 20th. You can catch us on YouTube, Gio's Stream Shows. And I'll plug all over the place. You can call me Mr. Electricity Socket. I'm going to plug like no tomorrow.
All right. Well, you're going to play another song?
I am going to play another song. I wanted to see if I can share this stream that's happening while because I think I can share it on my Facebook page.
Okay.
So, and actually, I would be interested to know where you're from, because we've discussed his origin, but where did you come from? I know your other listeners might know, but
I don't know if we ever talked about it on this show. I'm an Army brat, so
oh, okay.
I hold no land home, except I was born in Arizona, so I went to high school and college out there, so I still consider that home. But I've moved 29 times, and I've had I've been all sorts of places. So
wow, 29 times.
Right. I still want to get to 30. One more. Just one more.
One more move.
You still got time.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
you'll eventually move to the nursing home.
That's true. No matter what, I'll at least hit the dirty 30, even if I'm in my 80s.
You'll eventually move to the graveyard.
It's not really a show thing, but I'm not even sure if I'm pro burial. I kind of like the taking up less space. Let's reuse the leftovers for something better.
I'm kind of like that too. I'm almost for the Munkins, like the way the Tibetans do. The Tibetan monks, where they're put out on the mountaintop on a ledge and left to the buzzards.
Wow,
that's a new one.
I think I would like to be definitely redistributed to the earth.
Right.
Maybe an incineration kind of thing and spread in a place that is meaningful for me.
I always thought maybe being buried under a tree too, like having the tree planted right over the top of you.
Oh yeah, that would definitely be cool to grow into something.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, let's keep it show specific. Either hops or like grapevines or something. Something where we.
There you go.
Vintage Ian.
I would like to be buried under a vineyard.
But hold on, I'm still keeping it brand specific, because you're going to grow me into a rosewood tree, and then once that tree is big and tall, I'm going to be cut down. I'm going to be made into a guitar.
There you go.
I will continue to sing throughout the eternities of time. And with that, I will transition over to playing you guys a song. If this pulls up, share it. You know how Facebook works. But
you have the worst signal in the world down here.
Yeah, I see. It's okay. So I didn't want to make it wait any longer. This is actually a good kind of Oktoberfest-ish song.
Okay.
I like to think it has like a fall life to it. It's called Lavender Love is what I'm going to play for you guys. And this one is actually coming out, the full version, which has about 8 different instrumentalists on it. It's got a saxophone player, it's got an organ, it's got bass, 2 backup vocalists. It's just this huge, lush texture of music. So if you want to pre-save that so that you get a reminder that it comes out, you can find me on Instagram at, if you don't know by now, Gio Yaquinto. Hey, it's still there. You can find the link in my bio to pre-save Lavender Love, or you can go right over to Spotify and follow me on Spotify. There's a little button that says follow. It's right under my face. You'll see me there. It's a very on brand. So this is my original song, Lavender Love.
All right.
Woo.
You ready? All right. It goes a little something like this. I write up poems that were hers before they spawn. A fragrant homecoming is blooming when I see you. A river valley of 2 arms I long to hold. We'll grow in roots and make flowers by the moonlight. Cross-pollination, Mother Nature know the game. So when the the day is breaking, I don't wanna see it. The sunlight cuts the night and takes my love away. I see the sunrise in your eyes, and I know I've got to be closer, more shine. That's your ocean, and it's taking over me. I hear the wind rustling in your voice, breeze is calling me. Come be my whole world, be my sun and my moon and my stars and my sea. Yeah. You're my lavender lullaby. Yes, my heart can go on you. Something natural I can't deny. You're my lavender love. My baby's peaceful like the floor of Shenandoah. Compare her likeness to the storm that brings a calm. And when she whispers to me, I just hear the rain fall. The lightning in her lips, it struck me long ago. She rustles in the wind, a flowing like a fortune. Provide the air my lungs will drink and satisfy. She's a foundation that I lean on if I falter. Despite the weather, my shelter she'll provide. I see the sunrise in your eyes, and I know I've got to closer, more shine, that's your ocean, and it's taking over me. I hear the wind rustling in your voice, breeze is calling me. Come be my whole world, be my sun and my moon and my stars and my sea. Yeah. You're my lavender lullaby. Just my heart when you're on you. Something natural I can't deny. You're my lavender love. Oh, you're my lavender lullaby. Oh, that's my heart when you're on you. Something natural I can't deny. You're my lavender love.
Tough, man.
Thank you, sir.
Damn. Great. I have to follow that.
Yeah. That's Sean.
Oh, Nutter Butters. Well, fantastic, man. For better or worse, I would definitely say that the opera training has lent some very lovely, clear vocal control in your singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some friends that listen to me a lot and listen to my stream shows that are like, man, can you just like make it a little bit less perfect? Can you just like let go a little bit more? So I'm working on that, you know?
No, it was fantastic. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
yeah,
very,
whatever
very good.
you decide
The
to do,
vocals are amazing.
yeah, just keep on whatever direction you want to go. I think you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as soon as I start making money, I'll agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. That's we'll talk more about that in the post show.
Yeah, that's a post show
Feel ya.
conversation.
Feel you.
Yeah.
Right. That's let's commiserate as artists.
All right.
So I'm opening up my ice bin because it's time to make some cocktails. And this week, I started to go slightly classic, only because honestly I was looking around my bar just going, oh, what am I going to do? Gio's coming on. I had watched one of your live streams and I started trying to figure out. Honestly, it was looking at the ingredients I had and going, well, it's either Spanish or Italian. His name is Gio, so I was leaning Italian, but then I backed off and went with a fail-safe as well. So the first cocktail we're going to do is called a Negroni, and I'm going to butcher the name again, Spagliato.
Not bad. No, it's close. Spagliato.
Spagliato. And it's said my brother is fluent in Italian, and I am not so much. So,
Right. Well,
so
wait. Let's work on this word then. All right. So, are there 2 T's in Spagliato?
just one.
Yeah. Just one. Okay. So,
Just one.
the thing with Italian is just you want to lean into it a little bit. So it's just gonna be Spagliato.
Spagliato.
Yeah.
Spagliato.
Spagliato, and then like a D
Open up.
instead of a T, right?
Spagliato. Spagliato.
This is a fun like audience participation for everyone at home because they can do this motion.
Everyone.
Spagliato.
Spagliato.
There you go. See?
All right, I got you.
Tell your brother he can eat his heart out.
I will. As he drives around in his Porsche and goes, I'll be like, eat it. I'm live streaming, you don't.
I've been saying it for years.
No, my brother's a cool guy, so no hard feelings, really. He's just cooler than me.
I mean, if he's fluent Italian, he's probably pretty cool. Like
He is. Yeah. No, he is.
He's like,
but,
have you ever seen that episode of Cheers where Sam Malone's brother Derek comes into town? And he's like the coolest thing and he steals all the attention away. I feel like that's how Sean's brother is. You might be too young for the show Cheers.
No, I watched it with my dad. I know Cheers very well.
Yeah. So Sam Malone had an older brother named Derek, or a younger brother, and he would come in and steal all the attention away.
Look at this cool camera setup you have. Yeah. I love this.
We're getting too close to home. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Look at Sean. He's like, let's make the fucking cocktail.
I'm not having fun anymore. So there's the 2 cocktails we're doing tonight. The Spagliato. It came right around 1980, I believe, and it's actually called the Negroni Spagliato. So, which Spagliato means wrong or incorrect. So this is the wrong Negroni, and it's supposedly came from a bartender who was so busy while he's making a Negroni for a guest that he grabbed a bottle of Prosecco instead of a bottle of gin. So what this is your standard Negroni recipe: an ounce of Campari, an ounce of sweet vermouth, and then where is it? No, I have a little tiny bottle of Prosecco, and then topped with Prosecco.
That looks like a bottle of Vive Clicquot.
No, it is Magneto.
Okay.
Magneto Prosecco, also DOC.
I forgot my jigger over here, so we're eyeballing.
Wing it, sir.
We're eyeballing.
I believe in you.
Professional bartender. You've got the eyes.
I've done it before.
Yeah. It won't be the first or the last time.
So we're doing an ounce of each, is what I read.
An ounce of each, an ounce of the vermouth, an ounce of the Campari, and then we're going to top it with Prosecco. One of the things I like about these baby bottles is their screw tops.
So it's kind of similar in its composition to a Aperol Spritz almost.
Yeah, we're going in there. It's right in between a Negroni and an Aperol Spritz. So it was unintentionally closer to that. Aperol, of course, is a bit sweeter than Campari, although produced by the same company.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, they're the same color too. Yeah.
Yeah, Aperol's a little more orangey and a little less
Using
red.
the barefoot. I'm gonna go with the Gallo plug. Using barefoot tonight. Love you, Gallo. Love you, Gallo.
I am agnostic about you, Gallo.
Gallo, I don't know who you are, but you seem pretty nice if he likes you that much. So.
All right, and I'm just getting a little
There's
oil
Romeo
over the
Gallo.
top there, little essence.
They're like one of the founders of Napa Valley.
Nice.
All right, so mine's done. Ian, how you doing over there?
I'm
We're
bubbling
foaming.
over. Oh, I don't want to get your phone.
So I got my little lemon rind twist on there. Nice red color. And I've actually never had this. I'm kind of excited.
I gotta say, I wasn't prepared for the camera switch. That was nifty.
That's well, you're not the only one that's media savvy, man. Come on. I got a BA in theater and I got a master's in video games.
Hey.
Oh, didn't go well.
What gaming platform is your go-to?
Platform to play games?
Yeah.
PC. PC and phone at this point.
Yeah, I know a lot of gamers. Everyone that I know that's a longtime gamer has switched over to PC. There's like a nickname for it, and I don't want to be like divisive, but I've heard people call it the master race of gaming, right?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that specific term.
The night we're drinking Oktoberfest beer.
Well, that's it. It's needlessly provocative.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely no, and I'm by no means I'm applying that to humanity at all. This is completely video games. I love all
and
people.
it is
and
an
I'm not
oft-used term.
I'm impartial anyway, but it's just a funny term.
Right. It's again, I've heard it many, many times. It's an often used term, but I feel like we could, even for how high and mighty some PC gamers regard themselves and their rigs, we could always use something else.
But we're this one's Italian, yeah.
Yeah, this is Negroni Spagliato.
Chin chin is their Italian
Chin.
cheers.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. I'll just cheers myself. That's good,
not too bad, actually.
I feel like the good stuff's down here. You know what I'm saying?
I did stir mine a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Stir.
Little knife stir. Boom. All right.
This place card.
Yeah, there it is.
It's a little. I mean, it's got. So the reason I really do like a prosecco with this is because it does add a little more sweetness. Of course, and I've mentioned this in previous episodes. You want a good sweet vermouth, like a nice drinking sweet vermouth, not your standard $5, $10 off the shelf at a liquor store.
Again.
I'm
going with Gallo.
Not my favorite.
Hey, he's true to his brand. We can't fault him on that.
I have, of course, my lighting's weird with trying to get white labels, but I have Trincherry, which I like. But also, you got to refrigerate your vermouths, people. Refrigerate them because after a week or so, it's going to go bad, and a lot of people will just try to use it, and you can. A lot of bars do it. But it'll taste a lot better. It'll be a lot better for your cocktails if you just refrigerate it. So if you ever look in my beer fridge, my vermouth is in there. So
mine is not. Sorry.
Huh. I've been a bartender for many years, and I feel like vermouth and bitters are the two things that I've used a lot, but don't really know the origins of or like what they really are. Like vermouth is like semi-sweet dry wine, right? Or depending on if you're using dry or
fortified wine, but it's grape wine based.
Okay.
Well, I made bitters this weekend.
Nice.
So maybe in the after show we can break those out and we'll talk a little bit about that, like how that's made.
Yes.
And I've made shrub, which shrub cocktails, I think can come into their own. If you have the right shrub cocktail. Yeah. I feel like I did pretty good with the Take the Money and Rum.
Take the money and rum.
No, shrubs are important because it's again like other European cultures actually have drinking vinegar, and that shrubs are right in that same category of being part of a drink or a drink in and of themselves. So I'm starting to prep drink number 2.
Yep.
Just because it's that time. Of course, you don't have to down your first drink. For those playing the home
Time
game,
for drink
same idea.
2.
I'm so happy with drink number 1.
Drink number 2 is going to be a lot stronger.
Well, yes, so drink number 2 is closer to the original Negroni, but we're going to use mezcal. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't totally sure. I was like 85% that Gio is Italian, but I was like, well, just in case he's Central American, Spanish, just in case, we'll kind of follow that vein of thought that I was having, and we're going to do a mezcal Negroni.
You know what I just happen to have upstairs?
I don't care.
Oh, you know what? I'm coming down, and we're going to take Gio on it now. It's my version of the Negroni, the Flamingroni.
Oh, dude, yeah, okay.
I have a little of that left. The only thing is I don't have the fresh mint. So I have that going against me.
Do you have any herb?
What's that?
Post-show we'll do this.
I
But
do
do you
have
have any
some
fresh herb?
Out of curiosity, do you guys run your post-show? Is that stream somewhere, the post-show?
On Patreon.
Ah, that's what I was about to ask. Do you guys have a Patreon for your show then?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to switch the camera now for the part 2, or second cocktail. So I was actually, I wanted to do a mezcal Negroni, and I thought, well, surely there's not a lot of original ideas in the world anymore, so I'm sure someone's made one. What kind of got me is that there's no fancy name for it. Like, it's just Googled it and it's like, oh yeah, mezcal Negroni, use mezcal. It's the same thing. But in America, when you make a bourbon or a whiskey Negroni, we call it a Boulevardier. And I thought it was kind of cheap that even though people were using mezcal, they didn't have any other name for it. So we're going to call this a Bolivar, which would be the Spanish version, or the Spanish translation for La Boulevardier.
Hundreds of years from now, they'll speak back of this moment when you renamed this.
Right.
We'll speak of you, Sean.
See,
the garnish for this one should be the worm from this bottle I got.
Gross. So we're gonna change the ratios a little bit. Instead of 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce.
Yeah.
Ian, this is
I'm
my
gonna
time.
eat this worm one day. Is the plan.
That's what he said. So we're gonna use about 1.25 ounces of mezcal. So a little bit more. We're gonna up the ratio a little bit just to kind of highlight the fact that we're using mezcal. So 1.25 ounces, and then 1 ounce and 1 ounce of the sweet vermouth and the Campari, respectively. And we're also going to throw in, just because I can't leave well enough alone, a couple dashes of orange bitters. Because I think it tastes great. And I generally like an orange in my Negroni, but we're going to stick with the traditional lemon peel. I also think it balances out the smokiness a little bit more to have some of those orange bitters in there. This one is going to be a little higher octane. So treat it with respect. All right, I'm going to give it a little stir. And if anyone's curious, I knew I was. The Negroni actually came from another cocktail called the Americano. And it was invented in 1919, as legend would have it. Oh gosh, what was the name of the bar? The Cafe Coseni. It was in Florence, Italy. And it was supposedly, there was a Count Camillo Negroni that said, I want, he loved Americanos. He asked his bartender there, can you make me something like an Americano but stronger? And initially the Americano was sweet vermouth, Campari, and soda water with a lemon twist. And so he switched out gin for it. So actually, like in the order of events, it went the Americano, the Negroni, and then then the incorrect Negroni, or Spagliato. But there's a whole timeline of events of drinking. And I think the Beery Traveler is muted, but that's okay. This is my time. This is my time right here. So
we're back.
We respect it. You deserve it. You put a lot of research and work into these.
I like booze.
Listen to Sean talk about it.
I love how this all goes. So, cheers, gentlemen. Chin chin.
Cheers. Chin chin. Oh wow.
some smokiness. The mezcal
Yeah.
smokiness comes out.
Yeah, you definitely got to, I hope, throw the orange bitters in there to kind of play with the smokiness a bit, because otherwise it just straight overpowers it.
No, it's nice. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Very good
And then we
stuff.
have our 2 cocktails. This is De Bolivar.
De Bolivar.
Wow,
We can do the
and we're
Spanish,
almost
too.
like, even though we changed up the whole order of events, we're like right at time.
At time, yeah. I was just looking at my watch. I was like, oh, you know what? We're right on the normal live stream segment. Shameless plug time.
Hey,
Shameless plug time. Gio,
Gio,
take it away.
you start.
is it my turn? All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So, if you can spell my name, you can find me. I hope you guys are keeping up at home by now. And that is Gio,
It's a test later.
Gio Yaquinto, Yaquinto. Gioyaquinto. I am on Instagram. I post every day. Come be my friend. I am on YouTube. I post every week. We do bi-weekly live stream shows called Gio Stream shows featuring different Atlanta artists. That's also distributed as a podcast. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, wherever you get your music. I'm there. You can find me on Twitter. I don't tweet that much, but I'm there too. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on all the places you want to find me. You can also find me on Cash App. # Gio Yaquinto. If you liked what you saw and you just want to let your boy know, make sure to pre-save my new single Lavender Love that's coming out on September 25th, Friday, September 25th. You can find that pre-save link in the bio of my Instagram, or you can follow me on Instagram or on Spotify. And the next Gio Stream show will be on September 20th, featuring Cody Matlock and TJ the Cool and Carrie Durham. If you're part of the Atlanta music scene, you probably know those names. And the last thing would be, if you also want to be part of the Gio Stream Shows community, come check us out at patreon.com/Gio Show.
There you go.
Solid.
And Deshaun.
Excellent. Woo! All right,
Follow
so
that.
we obviously are the Beery Traveler. So if you're watching us on Facebook Live or you're catching up during the weekend, we're Beery Traveler, fb.me/Beery Traveler. We also have our Patreon set up, finally. So it's also patreon.com/Beery Traveler. Same as Facebook, easy to find. On Instagram, we are the_Beery_Traveler because someone else took the other one.
What a jerk.
Bastards.
Right? Son of a... and then on Twitter, we're Beery_Traveler. So basically, if you Google Beery Traveler, you'll find us. We're thebeerytraveler.beer. That's our website, and that'll show past episodes, a little bit about us. Ooh, man. And of course, if you want to email us, be it on the show, beer@thebeerytraveler.beer. Basically, if you remember beer, you're 50% of the way there.
You're almost
easy.
there.
We'd love to have local musicians, anyone from the area, or just come say hi. We love to hang out. I mean, I'm a bartender. Ian's drinks a lot of beer. We love all of you, and we hope you enjoy some of the beers that we've had on the show. Let us know how you like the cocktails, and of course, we'll be on next week with Solar Lunatic, also from here in Atlanta. They'll be doing a rock acoustic set live from the Beery Traveler House. So, cheers, everyone. See you next time.
Hey, and we're looking for good times and great beers. Hey, until next Friday night, I'm the Beery Traveler. Sean's been with us. Thank you, Gio, for showing up.
Pleasure.
We'll see you next Friday.